Okay. Hi, guys. I am Jessica McKinley, and I just wanted to say, first of all, welcome to the first week of Coach Basics. This is going to be the best Coach Basics we've ever done. So I'm excited to see you here, and I wanted to walk you through today preferred placement for your new coaches, as well as maximizing volume. So log into your Coach online office. Go ahead and go to My Business, My Preferred Placement. There are a couple ways to do this, but I'll show you this one first. So My Preferred Placement, a couple things to note. Never have it on automatic placement because you should always be setting your preferred placement and figuring out where you want your coaches to go specifically. And so set preferred placement. You can ignore the placement ID for now. I'm going to show you what that means in a little bit. And if you're in a Coach Basics, you probably only have one business center because you don't get it second business center until you are a 2-star diamond. So basically, your preferred placement for automatic would be your weak or outside leg, your first available left, right, or weak leg. You can choose these options as far as where you want people to go. But an easier way to do it is to go to My Business, My Downline, and Graphical Genealogy. So, as you have seen in the other videos, you become an Emerald coach when you have one coach on the left and one coach on the right. So in order to do that right from the get-go, you want to make sure that if you have no coaches and two places here, you can set preferred placement to right or left strictly. And then once you are an Emerald coach, then we can get a little bit more strategic with how we want to maximize our income and where we want to place people, whether they're going to be on a strong leg or a weak leg. So in order to determine which your strong leg is, there are two ways. So one, first of all, your strong leg is the leg that is attached to your upline sponsor. So if you are just showing your two personally sponsored coaches, one on each leg, then you can either ask your upline sponsor, which is your strong leg, which is the one attached to their downline. Or if you see any coaches that are on there that you didn't add, that's a safe bet. Whichever side they're going on, that is your strong leg. So this leg right here is my strong leg. Katie Proctor, Lindsay Spada, Caitlin Hosick, they are all coaches of Meredith's. And so they are on my strong leg. So this is my weak leg. So in order to maximize volume once you are an Emerald, the general rule of thumb is that you want to put business builders or anybody who's going to be working the business on your weak leg. And then you want to be putting discount coaches on your strong leg in the beginning because most likely you are going to have people, your upline sponsor will be contributing to your strong leg. So in that case, you want to make sure that your weak leg is evening out so that you are cycling the most, which we'll talk about in a second. Don't get too overwhelmed here. So basically, you always, except for one situation, which we'll talk about later, you always want to make sure that you are setting a placement for the very outside of these legs. So this is my organization. These are my legs right here, left and right. Anyone on the inside are the coaches of the personally sponsored coaches of other coaches on my downline. So this is the weak leg of Val. This is her strong leg. This is Katie Proctor's weak leg. This is her strong leg. So if you're setting a preferred placement to the right, which in my case is my weak leg, you want to go all the way to the bottom and you want to make sure you're setting that preferred placement all the way on the outside, the very, very outside. So I would click right here. And okay, I want to set that as my placement. If it's in red, that's how you know that that is what you've selected for your preferred placement. So then I'll go to the top. If you want to select for your strong leg, also make sure you're never putting people on the inside. Don't select these people. make sure that you are putting it all the way on the outside of your legs. Unless, so when we talked about in the video about becoming an emerald, if one of those coaches or one of the coaches that you now have signed up is a spouse or a family, a parent or a child, those are the 3 situations in which you can work their account. So my husband, for example, is on my strong leg. So now that I'm already an emerald, once I've added people to my strong leg, I can actually select the placement on the inside of his weak leg so that he is maximizing his volume on his weak leg, as well as I am still adding that volume to my strong leg. So it's still my personally sponsored coach, Carla, Megan, Gina, all personally sponsored coaches of mine. But then this is where I would want to select if I wanted to put on my strong leg in order to maximize volume when you're working with a spouse account. So those are, in order to check and see your volume, it says left volume here and right volume here. So the general rules, you want to try and get it to be at least 2-to-1 or 1-to-1. You want it to be almost even so that you can cycle every time you hit 200 points on one leg and 100 on the other leg. You get a cycle bonus. So it is in your best interest to kind of keep an eye on these. But again, in the beginning, as far as preferred placement goes, that is your breakdown. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please just pop them in the comments. And I look forward to chatting again in a little bit. Bye.